So there's a certain type of thing that can happen where, say, like the woman that's been treated like shit all of their lives and never got to experience what true love was like, all of a sudden meeting, how would you say it, but girl that was treated like shit all of her life by past lovers suddenly meets the man that could love her, and reaching the man that was literally treated like shit all of his life without her availability to see it, that just needed to be loved right. There's a lot that can come from that kind of communion, that type of bond. And it's something that neither person will experience. It's something that neither person can experience ever again. There's only certain amounts of chances, I believe, that the Lord is going to allow for people to like legitimately reach that true love, because God is love. People can make up love, and they can suggest that what their actions are is loving, but it's not. So I'm going to set this up here. The fact of the matter is here that I was basically in a hyperbole where these people wanted to write me well within the victim mentality, while as well suggesting and denying that they were making me the victim. It's the causation of the reactive abuse that they're looking for, rather than trying to set me up within an actual reality of equity, having a quality of life together. They're setting you up inside of actual relationships that are causing you the danger, atrocities that you're going through in life, with aims to take away your jobs, with aims to take away your money, with aims at even stealing the deed to my house, and performing in such a way that's to take life insurance policies out, like literally moving within absolute impunity to the fact that you can take someone's life and make all of this money on their life. That's legitimately what an identity theft is. It's energy harvesting off of every last little avenue that you would want to take inside of your life. So it's not just the big things in your life. It's literally the smaller things, like you want to rollerblade. They want to get in the way of you getting that energy. They want to make you sick. So it's the same kind of thing that they're preventing you from working. It's just that it's also stopping you from being your own man, being your own boss, being a person that has capacity to see what's going on, to choose yourself, to not give them the time of day any longer. Because when you're moving in that way, it's literally hurting their feelings that they can't control you anymore. They can't keep you well written inside of their box, that they want to write your life. They want to, like, I don't know, overwrite or ghostwrite your life, basically, getting you away from your workmanship, your craftsmanship. Say you're an artisan and you want to create, which I literally wanted. I had like a lot of tools that I was working on obtaining and keeping, like, the table saw that Emily just took, basically, with me, like, creating the whole platform. Like, the platform was not only just used for that, but it could have been used for other things. It was like a dolly with lockable wheels. Probably not the safest on a circular saw, but you can dig those things into the ground. You can get other things to stabilize it, or to, have table legs coming down, but then also have extenders on all of the legs that could lift it up off of the wheels altogether. You see what I'm saying? Either way, there's ways to make it safer, but it just wasn't the very safest table saw in the first place. But getting back to what I was saying is that even if you wanted to be an artisan, like a woods craftsman, build birdhouses to building elaborate designs for mantles, or you know just all sorts of things that you could think of. Like I literally wanted to make like a wooden bed that wasn't meant for a mattress, but had just the look. It's not something that you'd want to lay on. It's something that you could lay on and could put blankets and stuff on, but literally just making it look like a bed and doing all the artisan craft to make it look like like making pillows out of wood, making all sorts of things out of wood that aren't obviously going to be soft. It's for looks, but it's just for the artisan, the artisan type of woodwork that I wanted to get into and do. And so they didn't ever want to allow me to my art. They didn't want to allow me to who I could be ever. So those are bigger things in my life, if you ask me. Just like my drumming and my skills with my drumming. Mightily going downhill when I poison you. And literally you're trying to fight with yourself, as trying to figure out like why do I suck so bad, when I was like before this just able to get through like say you get through like 19 songs or something like that, and you could literally get maybe hitting every single beat and every single strike to 93 or 97%, throughout the songs there. And even getting it close, very close to 100%. All of a sudden, your skills playing those same 19 songs are now at like 40 to 60%. And you just can't figure out why. That's the arsenic abuse. That they effortlessly want to blame me for my own. It's the same thing, not with my drumming skills, but with my life skills. It's the same thing that they want to use to blame me, making the exact opposite of what is true of me look true. And so, where they've been doing this to me, and where they're doing this to me now within the states, or the states supposed me being a criminal coming out of a long-standing poisoning, they know what they've been doing to me. They know that you have a ton of information, within all that they've done, literally like just tons and tons of writing, not to mention like all of the avenues of like proof that you've literally gained from the attacks and the threats that these people left you with an imposed disposition upon your life. But the hacked accounts where I'm speaking out, gaining resources and outsourcing and establishing an outreach for support when I've been going through this experience, these were things as well that it's the same thing. They want to hack you so that you don't have the 3,000 friends on Facebook anymore, and you got to start back over and get yourself up to 13 and 99 and 144. It's just not going to ever be the same. You see what I'm saying? It's not ever going to be the same. And so they literally wanted these people to be able to determine my job. They wanted to get people in my energy to determine my workmanship, deplete me financially, and then skate by as if they didn't have even the strength to talk to me about them doing these things to me, not being accountable to the things that they were willing to set up in my life left and right. But they also know that they fucked around with the whole fuck around there. So they're not going to be accountable. That's why I'm done. It's not the fact that their discard, it's not their discard that matters. It's the fact that I'm literally calling them out for what they've been, and I'm not going to allow you to be fucking done. I'll literally give my key code to someone I know that they don't know. Literally. I will literally give my key code to my accounts to someone that I know to continue this information or to make sure it's safe. So that's legitimately like, it's crazy thinking, but it's literally what I think that people have to think like in order to get away and keep your own content up, when they're literally otherwise suggesting that they're trying to artificially create your character all throughout your life, and then artificial your character that you're displaying online in order to like literally utilize AI to say, see, look what you said here. And it's like not even you. It looks like you. It's like they take your face, name, and image, make it however they want, and then utilize that information. That ain't right, just as much as it's not right to say that the poisoned up person coming out of that long standing of a poisoning somehow qualifies for their character, or like who they are. That's not who they are. So these same relationships by proxy were happening to me before in similar ways, where in the recent years it helped me discover them. It helped me discover who they were. But now that I did, they couldn't leave me alone. And they weren't ever trying to leave me alone, ever, before me getting the me that I would want to be back, at least to some level of being able to see through what these people had been doing to me the entire time, have the memories resurfaced. So they're literally trying to take my life from me, where the goal was to stop me from speaking out about their actions, as though I didn't have a reason or a right to speak out when I clearly do. They want to make it look as though it's anything else other than what it is when they were performing in this way, to then call up the reactions that I was under without knowing it a mental health thing. Like I'm just mentally unsound, mentally unwell, all up on my own, basically, in a way to create the situations where it looks like however they want to make it look like. You see what I mean? But the fact of the matter is I'm not hearing voices in my head, and I never was. Fact of the matter is that I literally think and have a dialogue in my head, and especially being poisoned up that I couldn't articulate or vocalize, but just in the general, I have a filter that is, my own voice inside of my head to say what I'm saying now. Like I'm not literally just speaking without thinking. It's the thought voice that's coming through my speaking. So I don't know how else to describe that, but you're not hearing voices in your head. It's just you literally have a dialogue that is in your mind that you play inside of how you're thinking. It's a metacognition of the ways that you think. And then so these people just wanted to paint up my character as such in order to simplify their dialectic of directory from the direction that they want to point in, to deflect from the reality that they're poisoning me to create that altered version of me. And though you can't write in a way that's to confirm on all sides of what they were doing, I would at least like to be able to speculate what is real, just as much as a cop would want to speculate in investigations, like maybe this happened and this is why, uh, you know, Charles Clooney killed Aunt Mrs. Buttersworth in the kitchen with a butter knife, whatever, like the game of Clue, like until they reach the conclusive evidence that isn't speculatory anymore, but is actually the discovery of a crime. So it's as real can be. When you're talking about this crime against me, it's as real as the rain is in a thunderstorm. It's as real as the sound of thunder in the thunderstorm. You know what I'm saying? Because it's real to me. It's what I've reached in my own discovery for investigating my life for as long as I have been. Because I was being placed in a way that wasn't allowing me to reason through what I was going through. And no one's going to suggest to me that my availability to vocalize these things and articulate them to these levels could have ever happened before when I was poisoned up. But that's what I feel for myself. That's why I know as well. Like, there's many different avenues of my reaching discovery about a very concerning crime against me. So I'm looking for something bigger here that I can suggest to how badly I've been drawn up either way by these people hacking me and preventing me from working and controlling my energy towards anything organically that I could have created in my life, in my social life, in my romantic life, and even in my online media social life. It's ways that they've been literally working outside of their own, their own sanity. It's literally them working outside of anything that's sane, humane, in order to establish this control. And so, in which cases I've had many more avenues of discovering that by memory. And so, as far as that crime is concerned, they owe me more than they could ever give me back. Ever. And the only thing that they wanted to do is prevent me from even having a relationship outside of the proxy warfare, outside of their proxy ties or their future faking creation of a relationship for me. And even when I did have those relationships, they would as well get into the middle of them and try to establish them in a way to suggest to use their same methods of attack in order to either make my partner feel bad or expose them to the same type of behaviors that was being weaponized in my love life against me, literally moving in a way against them. So I just want to be able to change my name. I literally want a new name, and I want a new way to get away from these people. They can have, if they want to protect these people, like I've said before, if they want to protect my father having a legitimate, having legitimate victims, where it's like, I'm coming out of a long-standing poisoning. I was just saying these things because literally the things that they're showing them is like ignoring, like, I don't know, many messages and many avenues of attempt to just have a conversation with these people, all the way back to when I went to counseling, and they said that you need family counseling. You deserve to figure out who these people are, and they wouldn't want to go. Oh, lo and behold, because they never gave a fuck. So everything that I've had to question, I've had the right to question. And you can search throughout all of my history and dig into whatever reckless behavior that you want to. But The reckless disregard risk isn't on me. It's legitimately on them, and it's literally on the state. If you ask me, that's the reckless disregard risk. They're literally coercively creating this control to then utilize the system to charge me with threats of violence when it's literally being coercively violent against me. And now my dad wants to press charges and see me as, in quote, within the system. Simply put, it's because I'm speaking out about his crimes against me and against my family and against the fact that he raped my sister and sexually abused me growing up. I have memories of these things happening, and I'm not going to deny the ways that these people made me feel like I was just expendable to them. And I never mattered. Anytime anyone can suggest to me where either one of my brothers or any one of these people could show for the record that they cared about me, I'll reverse engineer it like a motherfucker, because they wanted to just play me play by play in order to continue performing their crimes against me, hacking me, and placing the danger that they placed in my life in my way. When I was poisoned, when I was being psychologically tampered with, when they're not doing anything to literally have an instance of support for me. It's legitimately to paint my character the way that they wanted it painted up in order to prevent anyone from seeing them for who they are, who they have been in my life. But I'm not going to also allow people to just get away with murdering me. Attempted murder, or spiritually murder, or mentally murdering me. That's an assault on literally all floors of an assault. That's why it requires for what I feel is not just a normal civil complaint for my civil rights dealing with this conspiracy, but it's literally a RICO civil complaint. Because they know the fuck well that they have this whole syndicate of these Freemasons or occultists or these people that want to slop on the Monopolin of the satanic synagogue of Satan in order to play up this ritual crime against me. They know the fuck well what I'm saying is true. I'm not going to prove it to them or their trolls or anything, because they know what I'm saying is true. There's no proving to a people or a body of people that know that they're all within this way. They're just going to do everything that they can to gaslight anybody and completely create these earwigs inside of other people, suggesting that you are the perpetrator. Like you're the predator. You know what I mean? For all of their predatorial ways. So I don't have to even suggest how many times that these instances had made me feel like I didn't have the right to even show them what their actions were doing, were making me sad, angry, or frustrated, to even point out the reactions that they created in me. But that's legitimately it, is that I was lashing out in a situation I couldn't see. Like, you want to, I don't know. The scene I kind of think of is that you got a blindfold on and you got the piñata in front of you, and you're just trying to bang up the piñata for the candy. But the thing of it is that piñata is nowhere. There is no piñata and there is no candy, and you're in a black box and they're not going to let you out. You're just swinging, trying to find the answers. If the answers and the discovery is literally in that piñata with the candy, they're literally not trying to allow you to that piñata. And if it's like moving around the goalposts, it's literally them like, oh, it's dangling the carrot in front of you, and then you're like about to swing, they'll move it over here. They're moving around the goalposts now. Well, I already covered that. I already covered this area, swinging and missing everywhere, so it's got to be over here somewhere. And if you have to go back to that area, well, they'll just move that piñata again. They'll make it right where you are standing here. You know, they're dangling the carrot in front of you while moving the goalpost around so that you can't get out, and that it makes you look like you're just lashing out on your own, and it makes you look like you're eroding upon your own behalf. And it's not. It's literally them moving around the goalpost for their crimes that they're willing to partake in. And then they're going to be in front of their people like, oh, he's just crazy. Go ahead and think whatever you want, but I know the fuck well that my brother's wife Stephanie literally felt scared of the situation that was being presented, and I think that she wanted her family to be close. She wanted to be married to somebody that was close to her family. I mean, she wanted him, the person that she married, to be close with with her brothers and her sibling and his siblings. I mean, his brother. Not not this. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I literally feel 99.9% sure she wanted to be with somebody that didn't have it in him to be working behind the scenes to hide up the fact of his own rapey shit and protecting his rapey ass father. But as far as I'm concerned, being a poisoned up victim, I want to come forward about these things and I want to help these things. I legitimately would like to find victims out here in the world and find ways to actually help them get away from people within the system that's literally allowing for them to be abused. Because sure, Child Protective Services might have meant well at one point and it was like created with great intentions and had great people. But these, over the years, these places of power, the police, the sheriffs, whatever, all of these cuckolding fucking positions of the predication, the predators, have just been a breeding ground for these predators. So people can think whatever they want, but if they're not willing to see the truth and get to the truth, then get the fuck out of your job. Because you're not upholding the constitutional laws of the land and you're not protecting people. You're outside of your oath of office, and there is intent, established intent of of the predication or the predatorial crimes that you all are involved in, which means that it's treason. It's treason, which means poke out your eyeball. You know what I'm saying? And that action would be legitimately legal. It's because it's literally war that these people have waged on you, trying to make all this money over your energy because they don't want to come forward about their crimes. They're not going to be like, oh yeah, I'm Officer Billy Joe Bob, and I was part of these 18 people that were taking turns going inside of their house growing up and doing this, that, and the other without a warrant. No, they're not. It's the same thing as like what we discovered with the cocaine ring that was like in I don't know all of the areas, but Burnsville and I don't know, all these cops and the judge and the lawyer working with them people from whatever country it was, Indonesia or probably wrong there. I'd have to literally watch that video again. But in the state of Minnesota, there was a heavy corruption of a bunch of cops that were like cops, but also being like cocaine dealers and cocaine fucking super bigwigs, I guess, like in a cocaine industry, a whole fucking clandestine affair of their own, hidden in plain sight. People not knowing that literally they're playing a part ticketing people, whatever, the color of law, getting away with legitimately crimes against humanity. Because you're not going to suggest to me that just because they're a cop that they just get to pretend like they're that guy in Blow, or what am I thinking of? The guy in the Godfather movie. Say hello to my little friend. Anyway, there's a lot more of this writing here, but I'm done for right now. I'm gonna get myself some more coffee, or I'll continue for a little bit here. At least finish out this paragraph or whatever. But I think that they could tell that when I'm lashing out, even that I was a person of my own accord. They just never wanted me to be able to come into my own character. They could tell that I was a nice person. That I didn't deserve what they were putting me through, but they were just willing to do it to me anyway. But the reason that they were doing it is because they wanted to hide up the psychological harm that they were introduced to. And they wanted to hide it up so much that they're protecting my father, which is exactly why I would suggest my sister make a little 2-minute video saying that I'm telling the truth about the fact that she was raped. Because, what are they going to do? Like, create an imitation account of her, then saying the AI, like, oh, I just wanted to say it's not, like the opposite of what's true again. Like, I don't know, dude. Like, people can think whatever they want. As far as I'm concerned, like, I just legitimately wanted to get away from these people all of my life with reason of my own. And they just didn't let me get away. Not even being able to see that I had anybody to get away from. Like, you're not going to miss something that you don't know you're missing when you're poisoned up in that kind of way. And neither do you have anything of yourself to compare yourself to, really. Even if you have, 4 days here and there, hit or miss, like between the poisons, to think to yourself, and actually think to yourself, you need to get away from something you can't see happening to you. Something you yourself would want to deny and be in denial of. Like, you mean to tell me my own friend? You mean to tell me my own girlfriend? You mean to tell me my own brothers? You mean to tell me my own people are working this way against me? Da 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 da. Do you know how crazy that sounds? Oh my gosh. Da 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 da. Because it does. It sounds crazy. But the fact of the matter is it's true. It's absolutely balls to the wall true. So there's just no fixing these things, these issues where my brothers of mine, my father in particular, and my future faking friends, and even my girlfriend had instigated this energy transfer in my life, because to these people, they know exactly what each of them have done prior to my having any kind of real availability of having a relationship with them at all. They knew what they were doing. They knew how they were moving. They knew exactly what I was reaching out to try and discover. So I'm not gonna fight with them on what's real. Within a crime. It's the same thing as trying to fight these. Legitimately, if the judge does not have jurisdiction, and you confront them on the jurisdiction within the crime, and they're being treasonous, prove me if you're working in your oath of office. And if you're not, then you're not even reaching for discovery. You're just reaching to cover up my availability of reaching discovery, just the same way these people are. It's treason. It's tyranny. And not only that, but it's racketeering. It's a behavior that's caused by the trust funds that are created by syndicates as well within the courts. They need to push you down and under in order to save face, just as much as my brothers and these people would. So that's why it's even very much more scary, if you ask me, of a crime, because it's these people have closer ties than you think with my father, with my brothers, with my supposed future faking lovers. I'm not saying that they're all of them, but I'm just saying in general, the people that are knowing that they're these degenerates making money, that's racketeering, that's bribing. It's the same thing that my mom dealt with growing up, where if she even had someone on her side, it would literally be bribe money checks. She literally saw checks written in his name or with his signature for these people to zip it. Just zip it. That's it. Just zip it. That's all you gotta do. Just don't support her. All to protect my father and his lies. Where these people knew exactly what they were doing to me was wrong, and they just kept on doing it. It's just this training grounds of this type of witchery, fucking bitch ass, lying ass system. Using sorcery, using bribery, using whatever they can to get away with the fucking crimes. So much so that whistleblowers all throughout history, blowing the whistle on people, like, literally I don't have another choice. They're not even allowing me to work. Like, if I had it within me, I would just legitimately want to work my Heart Works mission. Go door to door and have a box of t-shirts and sweatshirts and sell them with my business card, or, whatever, like have my own business plan. Find the people that care. Basically, it's like white lettering and black lettering people. Like, that sign up or whatever at your email. You know what I mean? However you want to see it, it's legitimately my right to discover these people, but it's my right to like discover who I am, like dig into my own personal roots as who I would be. You know what I'm saying? How I would work outside of being a poisoned up person. But they don't even want to allow that. They want to like, push me inside of, oh, I'm the criminal, so they can get my feet moving in whichever direction that they want. It's trafficking. Even right now. Right now, it's trafficking because I would otherwise be working the paper mill still, for all I know. Shit, long before then, I would have probably been working somewhere else, doing something completely different than I've never even known before. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't be in the position I'm in, is what I'm saying, without these people working this heartless crime over me. But that's legitimately the point of trafficking you. So you don't get to figure yourself out. You don't get to dig in deep inside of your roots and literally use the experience of your life, even to create a really cool mission, which I wanted to do. I wanted to create like the coolest mission on planet Earth. And legitimately, I think it already would be. Like, not only would it be like, I don't know, just creating such a cool, like, I don't want to get into it so much, but it literally creates such a cool essence in the world that, like, I mean, I don't think people would be able to mistake that smell of the romance in the air. Like, real, true, honorable, like, love, compassion, and just fruitfulness. Like, these people just don't have it within their hearts the same way that I do. And I that's like legitimately why I'm like done and over with this life. If these people legitimately can't do anything right here and now, they just want to like continuously wreck me, well fuck, man. I don't know why someone didn't just buy a Glock and Beretta and just like perform murder right. They can't even murder a person right. They gotta work in these weird fucking stupid ways. It's like, who the fuck, man? Why don't you just learn how to murder right then? At least, crying out loud. They're not gonna investigate dick. Obviously, there's You know, Natalie was murdered. I come out here and say exactly that that's what she was saying before she died, with what happened to her. And, oh, she just died on her own. No, she didn't. She was way too young. But whatever. That just goes to show that I'm a better cop than these cops are. I'm a better investigator than their investigations are. Which is why my badge number is 217. Officer Murden. Peace.